Joe Montana jersey and a black tie over it. The next 3 minutes are yours, Kevin Pringle.
This is the champ, and you're listening to 95.7 The Game, the Bay Area's only FM sports station. But don't you dare go anywhere, because in just 10 minutes, we're going to be talking about Peyton Manning. And will he be the latest superstar to say that he's bringing his talents to South Beach? Don't go anywhere. But right now, I want to talk about something that's near and dear to the golden heart of the champ, and that is Bay Area football. What's the biggest disappointment? Is it the Hue Jackson era of Raider football, or is it the Mike Singletary era of Niner football? A good question. But an even better thing that you're here with the champ on 95.7 The Game. Now, for this answer, it's clearly Mike Singletary. But let me tell you why. It's because of our expectations. And what were the real expectations upon Hue Jackson taking over the Raiders in 2011? Because since 2002, the last time they sniffed the playoffs, they've had 6 different head coaches. And all of them have been hacks, puppets, and schmucks that were there for one reason, and that's to serve the evil bidding of Darth Davis. And even after he lost Darth, he lost his starting quarterback, running back, receiver, and had one of the worst defensive coordinators these blue eyes have ever seen. He still managed to come within one monumental meltdown of almost clinching the AFC West in his first season. Hardly a debacle. But you want to talk about real disappointment? Let's talk about Mike Singletary's era of 49er football. A debacle if I've ever seen one. Because unlike Hue Jackson, Mike Singletary was a Hall of Fame linebacker, a general of the gridiron, a man who came packed with a resume that said he knew how to motivate men. And when he took over the team in interim, it seemed like that was true. He claimed he wanted winners. He undressed his players in front of the media. But all of a sudden, the Niners were winning more than they were losing. Hope came upon the Niner faithful, only to have it ripped out of their hearts in 2010 when Mike Singletary showed that his authority was a little bit more authoritarian, and he lost his team, and if you didn't know on any given Sunday who was going to be the quarterback, was it Alex Smith, was it Troy Smith, was it Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Nobody seemed to know. And then that culminated in a giant meltdown against the Rams with everything on the line. So the biggest disappointment is that a legend, a man who was known as a motivator of men, proved that he was anything but that. And don't you go anywhere, because coming up next, we're going to be talking about Peyton Manning. Will he bring to Miami what Dan Marino never could? The laces are in. And don't go anywhere. Like I said, this is 95.7 The Game. You're listening to the champ, and this is the lucky break. And if you're not voting for the champ, I don't know what you're doing with your life.